Okay, guys, we are going to do some example problems with combining like terms and using the distributive property. I'm going to tell you right now, ignore everything that gets written on this justify column. It was something that I previously thought I thought you guys should know, but after really looking at it, I think it's just going to make it more complicated for you all. So just pay attention to what I do on this side, okay? And that is going to be the bulk of what we do today, okay? So the first thing, if I look here, I see very clearly I have a set of parentheses and a number outside them. So I'm going to distribute that -3 to my 4x and my +3. So -3 times 4x is going to give me a -12x. -3 times +3 gives me -9. And then I'm adding a 5x. Now this next step is optional, but, and like I said, that's the distributive property. The next step is optional, but it's something that I personally like to do, and which is just rearrange them so my variables are next to each other. You do not have to do this. I just think it makes my life easier. So I just rearrange it so my -12x and my +5x are right next to each other. So now -12x plus +5x is going to give me a -7x. And the good thing about this is from here on out, guys, now that we're done with integers, really, you can do all of your little integer math. If you are still iffy on adding and subtracting positives and negatives, just use a calculator. Just use your calculator. Don't be worried about it. Don't let it stress you out. Like, just check yourself on a calculator, okay? And since we can't combine any like terms, we can't distribute anything, there's really nothing else we can do. -7x minus 9 is as simplified as that's going to get. Now here, we've got two sets of parentheses. But if you look, our first set, they don't have a coefficient outside them. They've got nothing we can distribute. So we're just going to leave that alone for now. But the second one, we have to distribute that too. So 2 times x, we already know, is 2x. And 2 times a -6 is a -12. So now we've got something. And since we got rid of that 2 outside those parentheses, the parentheses for the other part just kind of fall off. Okay? They aren't needed anymore. So now I've got 3x plus 6y minus 4 plus 2x minus 12. And next I'm going to do my optional step of reordering. Like I said, you do not have to do that. If you find it is making you get questions wrong instead of helping you get them right, then don't do it. Okay? So I'm going to rearrange it so my 3x and my 2x are next to each other. My 6y is going to just be forever alone because I don't have another y. And my -12 and my -4 are going to be right next to each other as well. Okay? Like I said, that step is optional. If it helps you, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. So ultimately, when I combine like terms, I'm going to get 5x from my 3x plus my 2x. My 6y stays by itself. And -12 minus 4 is going to give me a -16. And that is how I simplify that one, okay? So remember, the 6y just stays by itself because there are no other y's, okay? So now here on the bottom, we're just going to do some examples. And I'm going to work some out, and then I'm going to give you the rest of the time to work these out on your own. So here I'm going to distribute my 5 to my 6x and my 9. So we know that 5 times 6 is 30, and 5 times 9 is 45. So I'm going to get 30x plus 45. Down here on number 10, I've got 8. I'm going to distribute that to my 1p to get 8p. Then I'm going to distribute the 8 to my +7 to get plus 56 because 8 times 7 is 56. And then I'm going to distribute the 8 to my plus 2q which is going to give me plus 16q because 8 times 2 is 16. And down here, I'm just going to take you through all the work I did so you can kind of see how each piece was found. So then looking here, I'm going to take everything else and I'm going to set it up the same way. So 6 times 3b is going to give me 18b. 6 times 7 is 42. And that's after I've distributed. I now have 18b plus 42 plus 5b. I'm going to reorder that so my b's are next to each other. And I'm ultimately going to get 23b plus 42. Okay, I want you to go ahead and pause and try to work through the rest. As always, if you want to avoid the 2 with fractions and decimals, that is okay. I do think it'd be a good idea to try at least one or the other. But go ahead and pause this, and then when you come back, I'm going to let this play as I work out the rest of the examples, okay? All right, so now I'm going to let me working out the rest of the problems play so you can see if you did it right, see if you made any mistakes, okay?